looking for some fun this outdoor holiday weekend or maybe another weekend? How about some hiking?
Now, local author Jill McMahon wrote a book about hiking trails in Maine, hiking trails that offer something for just about everyone. It is called Southern Maine Trails, a guide to 100 hikes for any season, any age, and any ability. She joins us now to talk about the book and about hiking around Maine. And first of all, Jill, what inspired you to write this book?
I started exploring local trails. I've always been a big outdoor person, but I started exploring locally during COVID when everything was shut down and my kids and I were both home, and I challenged them to do the 37 Portland trails because we live in Portland. And we just got hooked and realized that there were trails beyond Portland, local, smaller trails that we could just do daily. And so I was sharing with the platform I already had called Outdoor Movement Project, and within a year I had done 100 trails.
Wow.
So I had a book, and I had already written about all of the trails and taken photographs, and so I just decided to publish it.
Well, I've heard writing is not your main focus. What is your main job? What do you do?
I'm a teacher. Yes, I work in ed tech in special ed at middle school in South Portland.
So it sounds to me like this is quite feasible for other people to do. When you hear 100 hiking trails, I mean, that might sound like a lot to someone, but it's quite doable as a teacher, right?
Yes, yes, and it's doable for all ages and all abilities, and that's the message that I love to share with people, is that you can get out on a trail in your town, where you work, during your lunch break, before work, after work. It can be 10 minutes on a trail. We have the most incredible trail network in, well, this is southern Maine, but all throughout Maine. So you really don't have to take a day off to climb a 4,000-foot mountain, which we do love to do, but you don't have to do that to get outdoors. And so many of the trails now are accessible. So if you're in a wheelchair, if you have a mobility device, you can still get outdoors on trails.
And Portland Trails is just down the street from us here on Fox 23. Hey, by the way, hiking is huge in New England. So many places to go. What makes hiking Maine Trails so special, and mountains, at least for you?
Well, they're all so different, so varied. There are waterfalls, brooks, streams, gorgeous summit views, and it's just incredible. And then in the fall we have foliage. They're different throughout the season. Winter hiking is a really fun thing to explore, which I've started doing, in more recent years. But you just need the right gear, so you're warm. Winter hiking is incredible, and the trails are pretty quiet in the winter, so it's also, if you want to avoid crowds, it's a nice time to get outside.
Well, I feel like a lot of people are piling on to the trails this time of year, fall, starting to turn to fall, everyone. So in this book, you detail 100 hiking trails. If you could pick 5 of those trails, what are the favorites?
I would say, well, not all of these are in this guide, but for southern Maine, western Maine area, I would say Millbrook Preserve in Westbrook is one of my absolute favorites for dogs. It's off leash. You follow the brook the entire way. It's a 2-mile loop. It's just gorgeous. For accessible trails, the Saco Heath. It's a 1-mile boardwalk, multicolored boardwalk that goes through this bog, and it's red, like a reddish color. It's spectacular. It's really unique. For a family hike, Blueberry Mountain.
Are there blueberries?
Stowe. There are blueberries during blueberry season. There's also, it's called Rattlesnake Pool, this waterfall that flows into this swimming hole.
And it's cold.
It's freezing.
You swim it?
And you can jump into it in the summer after your hike. And then Caribou Mountain is a great larger hike. That's also sort of western Maine area. Yeah, so there's so many endless hikes, and I feel like it would take me 10 lifetimes to explore.
Wow, I didn't know there were this many, Jill.
And also you mentioned Kineo, which by the way is a Moosehead Lake, which is awesome. And not just that, so you've talked about all these mountains and people hiking. Let's talk about what you're working on right now. So many people have dogs right now, and they're looking for places they can take man's best friend, woman's best friend, everybody's best friend for a hike.
Yes. So I am currently working on a book. It's called Dog Hiking New England. So it's all of the New England states. I'm covering Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, and my co-author, Kristen Valenti, who's down in Connecticut, is covering the southern states. And they're, moderate sized hikes, 3 to 5 miles that you can do with a dog. So I've kind of been doing a lot of traveling this summer with, my family and also our 120-pound beast of a dog, and we're just exploring dog-friendly trails.
So when is that book coming out, and what's a website people can look up all your books?
That is coming out in 2026. Don't know the exact published date yet. And my website is outdoormovementproject.com, and they can find any information about both books.
I think this book is a great coffee table book for sure, Jill. It's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Yeah, we'll put it on our coffee table right
Yeah, here we go.
There you go, perfect. So, hey, thanks for coming on, appreciate it.
Thanks so much for having me.
Can't wait to go for a hike this weekend.
Yeah.